Hi, I'm Elena Marquetti-Ali, and I get the honor and the privilege. Well, no one's been in a session yet today, correct? Yes, okay, fantastic. So I get the honor and the privilege to be your first presenter of the day. Right here, right here. So I'm excited because what I plan to do is try to make sure that you have enough energy to make it through the rest of the sessions. And what my understanding is that this is going to be one heck of a conference. So I'm excited for you and all the rest of the day. But we're going to get started this morning. I'm excited to see all of you in the room. So I'm assuming that everyone knows that they are here for Code to Clarity. Code to Clarity? Yeah. Communicating technical concepts to a non-technical audience. So hopefully we're all in the right room. Am I advancing? I'm echoing. Bad. Yikes. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I love you. We love Columbus. Okay, so I'm echoing, still echoing, still crappy, huh? I need the sound a little bit better. Is this any better? No. Come on. I need better sound. Anybody have sound expertise can help our friend? Maybe? No? Oh, okay. Is it all right if I keep going, or is it sound that bad? Okay, let's keep going then. Sorry about the echo, but again, my name is Elena, and I am a leadership coach and speaker. I'm a healthcare executive. I teach at a few universities in the Midwest, and the fact that I love to share is I am what you call a Star Trek buff, okay? Anybody else in the room like Star Trek? Woo! That's what I need. That's what I'm going to need this morning. Okay, love you guys. Any Star Wars? Okay, that's okay. We like you too. So, you can ask me anything you like about Star Trek. I promise you, I'm your girl. Okay, so what I am going to be pulling on today, because I didn't say that I'm a data analyst, data administrator, I'm not a DBA, so why am I the one who can teach this? Well, I'm going to bank on the fact that I have years' experience as a university instructor. So the idea and the concept that I'd like to work with today is I'm going to teach you how to teach, okay? I'm going to teach you how to teach, and I'm going to love feedback this morning because I can't carry all this energy myself. You guys are my energy for this morning, okay? All right, okay. So this morning, we've got just a few moments, but we are going to learn how to teach. That's not what's supposed to happen there. Nah. There we go. Communicating technical findings to non-technical stakeholders is a very critical skill. And I'm assuming that everybody in this room, at some point of their day or their week or their month, has to communicate some information to somebody else that may not have the same level of expertise. So tell me why you're here. What kind of conversations do you have that you want to be able to make more clear?
Explaining constraints of my systems and the things that we're building.
Explaining constraints of the systems that you're building. Okay? What else? Yes? Why we make certain technical decisions. What else? Cost implications, excellent. What else? Yes?
Technical problems keeping us from making our deadlines.
Technical problems keeping us from making our deadlines. Anybody work with the new hires in the company? Yes, okay. So are you ever having conversations to bring people up to speed with what the company is doing? Okay, that's a conversation that we might be having where we need to make things more clear. How many of you work directly with clients? Show of hands. Okay, and all your clients, are they also in your industry? No? Okay. So one of the reasons why we need to have these conversations make sense for them is because our clients need to trust us. That's very key in the relationship we have with our clients. Now, anybody have a vehicle, a car, an automobile? Probably. A few of you do. Okay. So if something happens with your car and you take it to the mechanic, and the mechanic just kind of rattles off some things and then tells you that the repair is going to be $5,000. If you didn't understand anything they said, what's the likelihood that you're really wanting to write that check? 0. If I don't understand what's wrong with the car, if you can't make me understand what is wrong with my vehicle, then I'm going to think maybe you're trying to gouge me, right? Maybe I think you're making things up. You're exaggerating the bill, and it's really not going to cost me that much if I take it to the next company. Think about that from our client's perspective. Do I really need this system? Is it important for me? Are you trying to sell me too much? Do you really need the extra time? Are you actually having technical constraints and problems that are impeding on the deadline? You have to be able to clearly allow me to understand that. So this is another reason why we need to learn how to have these conversations. And then product adoption. Clear communication will drive your product adoption. How many of us in the room are dealing with clients or groups or teams that need to adopt our products? Yes? Yes? A few of you. Okay. So the point of all this is just for you to understand, again, why this is so important. That's me today. Okay, so we are just going to learn 3 things today in order to have these conversations. And the first thing that will help us to have these conversations is we are going to learn how to decode the jargon. Decode the jargon. Everybody knows what jargon is, right? Yes, yes. Every industry has its own jargon. Jargon are these terms that we use on a regular basis, and we know what they mean, but they might not make as much sense to the next person, right? There are these terms that we use, and it seems like it's common sense, but it's not common. It's absolutely not common. Okay, so what I want you now is to just throw out jargon. I want to hear some jargon that you use on a regular basis. Let me hear it. Parent-child relationship. Technical debt. APIs. Digital transformation. Hey, front row buddies. Got some jargon for me? Modernization. Guy with the cool hair.
Way too many acronyms.
Come on, give me one.
KBPK.
Who?
KBPK.
Oh, KBPK. Yeah, I know. That's the great gasoline, right? Okay, all right. All of this. Now, the words, it's too many, right? The words that were thrown out, did everybody know what each of those terms meant, even in this room? A little? A little? So even if we are amongst our peers, there's still jargon that's very specific to this section and very specific jargon to this section. Now, let me tell you a story. Can I tell you a story? Okay. Remember, I'm in healthcare. And so I went to the hospital one day, and the doctor sent me to the ER, straight from my appointment. Sent me to the ER. So I called my husband and I said, hey, babe, doctor's sending me to the ER. So he says, oh, okay, let me know how it goes. So I go to the ER. I'm there for a couple of hours. He never calls me, never checks on me, doesn't even come to the ER. So I get home, and for anybody who doesn't know me, I was a little bit perturbed that I'd been several hours in the ER, and my husband had not once checked on me. Can you feel my pain? Can you feel my agony? Okay, right. So I had a few choice words, just a few choice words, when he came home, and I said, how could you not have checked on me? I was in the ER. And he said, what? Why are you so upset? I said, babe, I was in the ER. You don't know what could have happened. And he's like, what's ER? I'm not making this up. This is not for the presentation. I said, what's ER? I was like, emergency room? He was like, oh. See, I just thought your doctor was sending you to a different doctor. I thought he was sending you to the ER doctor, like for your ears and your nose and your throat. No. He tells me he's never been to the ER. He's never been to the emergency room his whole life. Who could believe that? And I'm like, dude, like, have you not heard the show ER? Like, I mean, General Hospital. How could you make it into your 40s and not hear the term ER living in the United States of America? Here's the thing. He doesn't work in healthcare. He works in real estate and construction. He'd never been to the ER. Here I am thinking everybody and their mama knows what ER is, probably except for him. But ER is actually jargon. It's actually jargon that may not make sense to people outside of the industry. So what we need to do are those terms that we know. We've got to figure out how to decode them for our clients so we can help further the conversation. We can help the team members acclimate more quickly if they're new hires. And end goal, really is to make sure that our clients are adopting our product and our strategy. So how do we decode, Elena? We're going to look at the basics. Definition of the words. Definition of the words. Well, Elena, I know what it is, but I don't know how to explain it. Oh, okay, that's fine. I got something for you. There's some websites you can go to find the definitions of the words. One is techterms.com. Techterms.com. Another website you could use to help define words is actually techtarget.com/what is. We are simply going to provide definitions for our clients, okay? Okay, Elena, well, what else could we do? Well, we could help break down those words. Everybody knows what prefixes, suffixes, root words, what those are? Okay. If we realize that our customers, our clients, our team members are having difficulty understanding those words, maybe we just look at how to break down the word. What's the root word there? What's the prefix? What's the suffix? Okay? We're just going back to old school basics. Would y'all like to play a game? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. We're going to play a game. Tech term matchup. I got some definitions up on the board, and I have some terms. I would like someone to tell me, match up some of these terms for me. Let's see how good we are. Don't everybody jump. Did I see a hand right here? Yes? A small reusable piece of code designed to perform a specific task. You're saying its function? Is that correct? That is absolutely correct. Excellent. Okay. Who wants to take a stab at another one? Come on, these are all the easy peasy ones. Even I know this. Yes. A version control system that tracks changes in code is which one? It is. Very good. Come on, we got a few more. Yes. It is. Excellent. Woohoo! Look at y'all just acing this. All the way in the back. A method of transforming data into unreadable text for secure storage or transmission is absolutely hashing. Which one do we have left? Do we have one left? Where? A mistake or flaw? A mistake or flaw in software that causes it to behave unexpectedly is what? It is a bug. It is a bug. Okay, now I think we do have just one left. Where? Did we go over the client side script? That's the last one? Yes, that's correct. Yay, give yourselves a hand, yay! You guys are so smart. Now, in this room, let's see, I have 6 terms on the screen. Did everybody in the room already know these 6 terms? Yes, 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 yes. Are y'all just saying yes now because you don't want your friends to know? That's okay, that's okay. Yeah, yeah, good. This is what we do for our clients. We ask our clients questions. Does this make sense? Like, I'm just using this. Do you know what do you know what a bug is? Do you know what a client-side script is? No, I don't know. Can you explain it to me? We're going to explain it to them. Okay, we're going to use definitions. We're going to use root words. They have to understand what these words mean. And do not assume, don't assume that the people that are coming into the room know what this is. Because if it's me, I won't. Y'all still with me? Okay, okay, very good. Let's keep going. So the first thing that we do is we decode the words. We're going to provide definitions and concepts so that the client or our customers or our team members understand the words we're using in the conversation. The second thing that we do is we use stories. We use stories in order to enhance these conversations. Why do we use stories? Because stories have a way of connecting with people. Now, I could have just told you, hey, guys, everyone doesn't understand jargon. And you guys would have went, yeah. But if I told you the story about my husband, you're all into it, especially because I'm a great storyteller, right? You're all into it, and it's connecting on different levels for you. So if we're trying to explain different things, how about we use stories? Well, Elena, how are some ways we could use stories to enhance these conversations? Well, number one, we could use analogies and metaphors. If we're trying to explain a concept to someone and they're not getting it, let's use analogies and metaphors. Now, here I'm going to ask my audience, does everyone in the audience know what analogies or metaphors are? Yes? Yes? Yes, that's a thumbs up. Yeah. Yes? Yes? Great. Okay, good. Everyone knows what analogies and metaphors are. So we're going to use analogies or metaphors to try to explain these terms. We're also going to look at incorporating real-world examples. Elena, what are real-world examples? Well, say, for example, you are trying to get a customer to adopt your system, and you've already worked with another team, another organization that has adopted it, and there have been success stories with them implementing it, right? You're going to tell them how much everybody else loved it. You're going to tell them how it cut cost, how it saved time, how it made things more efficient, how it made things more effective. We are going to make sure that the information that we are sharing meets the needs or answers a concern or addresses a situation for the person we are talking to. We want them to buy into it. So we are going to use stories to do that. Anybody watch movies or have seen a movie or read a book? Okay. Is there a movie or a book that you just really love and you've told somebody else that they should read it or go see it? Yes, right? You connect with whatever that story is, and you find a way to impassionately engage someone else to tell them why they should see that movie. What's the last movie somebody saw that they would recommend? No one's seen a movie lately. What was it? It's in theaters right now, yes. And why should we see it?
That's just a good story. Yeah, it's original IP. So.
It's original. It's a great story. Did it change your life?
Did it change my life?
Yeah.
Not really.
Okay. Anybody saw a movie or read a book that changed their life? What was it?
I read the Midnight Library, and really impacted how I look at and perceive my world around me, and how I kind of go about my day.
It's by Matt Haig. Did you tell anybody else other than this room full of your best friends about it? Yeah. Absolutely, right? Because you connected with it and you were able to say it. Now, here's a question. Did anybody you tell that story to partake in it after you told them that you are aware of? Yeah, a few. Because you were able to convey information to them so impassionately, so clearly that they adopted your preference. That's what we're doing. We have to know what we're talking about and talk about it in such a way that the people that we're talking to are excited about it, understand it, want to adopt it. That leads to sales. That leads to even allowing the team to just engage better together. Excuse me. Storytelling has a way of connecting people, and that's what I want you to begin to think about when you are having these conversations with people, is what stories could I use? What analogies could I use? What metaphors could I use to really help them connect with what I am saying? So, would anybody like to play a game? Yes! Excellent. Okay, I got a slide for that. Tech term twist. So I want us to brainstorm everyday analogies or metaphors to describe either a term that we see on the screen or another piece of jargon that, that we use every day. Can we do that? Is that okay? Somebody take a piece of paper from me? Somebody take a piece of paper from me? You will take a piece of paper from me. Now, if you have paper with you or you want to jot something down, I want everybody to participate because this is hopefully going to go back with you to your office and to your next conversation. Somebody on this row, I feel it in my bones. Somebody wants a paper. So, ooh, yes, you do. There you are. Come on. I'm going to find you. Because you were right there. And just because I need the exercise and don't want to leave the back row out. Yay! Oh my gosh, a volunteer. Okay, everybody who has paper, pen, something, I want you to take it out. Let's look at the words we have up on the screen. I've got API. Well, maybe try it. I've got API. I've got firewall, algorithm, cloud computing, encryption, server, browser, Ethernet, database, HTML. But as we already discussed, there's a lot of jargon out there. So feel free to veer from that. I want you to come up with an analogy, a synonym, or a metaphor that will help me understand, or someone who has even less technical experience than I do, AKA the husband, if you can teach us what those terms mean or any other term, you're going to get a prize. The prize is just me talking more. No, I'm teasing. Okay. Y'all working on this? Come on, okay. Has anybody gotten anything yet? Come on, we're working. And it's okay to ask your neighbor. That's all right.
I just talked about this yesterday with my boyfriend, but we talked about firewall as being like a literal wall of fire that protects you from something else.
A literal wall of fire that protects you from something else. To explain firewall. So I've only given this presentation about a dozen times, and no one has said a literal wall of fire. I'm excited. I like it. Does it make sense? A literal wall of fire that protects you? Okay, very good. Thank you. Okay, who's next? Yes.
A server is like a car engine that takes you from point A to point B.
A server is like a car's engine, which helps you get from point A to point B.
Right. So you have a need, and it spits it out on the other side.
You have a need, and it spits it out on the other side. I've got a couple of nods. Was that a thumbs down? No, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. I got all nods for you. All right, who's next? Come on, peoples, this is fun. Yeah, it's like it runs your algorithm. Oh, she's giving me all types of jargon. Oh, well, this woman, she knows a lot.
Is the gas you're putting in. Anyway,
And
the API is the gas you're putting into it? I don't know.
you like cars. I like it. I like it.
Just giving an example of people always drive cars and race cars, and you can talk about the games.
Absolutely. That's a great way to connect all of that. I like it. All right, come on, peoples. Yes.
API is like a vending machine. You punch in the code to get a Snickers.
API is like a vending machine. You punch in the code and get a Snicker. I see a lot of head nods. I don't know if it's just for the Snicker or for the analogy, but that's awesome. Thank you. I like that one.
We had firewall.
Okay.
Had like a bouncer at a club or a security guard.
Okay. Firewall is like a bouncer that helps keep people out. Love it. What else we got? Yes.
Database is like my wife who remembers all the mistakes that I.
That is by far probably the most accurate synonym I've heard to explain a technical term. Yes.
API is like your bilingual cousin that allows you to talk to your grandma.
Wow. API is like your bilingual cousin that helps you talk to your grandma. I got a lot of head nods. Love it. Because everybody's visualizing this. What else, guys?
Database is like a file cabinet.
Database being like a file cabinet. All right. That works. Don't make me tap everybody.
HTML is like a website skeleton.
HTML is like a website's skeleton. Okay. Am I getting head nods? Or nods? Nods? Does it make sense? Can you see it? Okay. You have a paper. What did you have?
CPU is something like it's a brain, can take instruction and process and give you some output.
Okay. A CPU is like a brain that can take instruction and spit out information. Yes. All right. Does that make sense to anybody else in the room? Yes? Okay. Sir with the great beard, what you got?
Database kind of like a vault that's hyper organized if you want it to be.
Oh, database is like a vault that's hyper organized if you want it to be.
Sure.
All right. Did you come up with something?
Yeah, I was trying to think of database as like a pantry. I was still trying to come up with like a simile for like a database index where you could easily find things, maybe like an organizational system in your pantry, something like that.
An organizational system in your pantry, like for database.
Maybe a database index.
A database index. Okay, like the Dewey Decimal System.
Exactly.
All right, is everybody old enough to know? No? Okay, that's okay. Libraries, old school. Okay, what else? Come on, there's more jargon in the room. Yes.
Algorithm is like a cookbook you follow the steps and you put it in a
An algorithm is like a cookbook with steps like a recipe. Head nods. Yes, yes.
Encryption is like a secret language made up to talk to your best friend.
Encryption is like a secret language made up to talk to your best friend. I like it. I get it. Hey, how are you?
How you doing?
Fantastic. Were you going to give us a synonym or a analogy or metaphor to explain any of our tech terms?
HTML is like the paint, the code that makes the paint to paint your picture.
HTML is like the paint that helps you paint the picture. Yes. Yes? Oh, yes? I got some head nods. All right, I got room for one more, because it's always interesting to me. Let me have a piece of jargon not on the screen. Wait, I like both. Wait, somebody said LOL? Oh, LOM. What was it? Oh, LLM. Yes, of course. Duh, I know these things. LLM, large language model. Okay, so how would you describe it? Anybody else want to help? Come on, money's on the line. I got to understand what LLM is.
6-year-old that's really good at making up stories.
LLM is like a 6-year-old that's really good at making up stories. Okay. Do you agree with that? It's a reasonable analogy. Okay. And I heard somebody else yell something out. Software Development Kit, SDK. Yes, the band. Yes. How would you explain that to me? SDK is like a textbook that explains to you how to write code for the system. Okay, okay. Yes? It's like the book you get with Legos. Yes? Okay. Thank you. But see, here's the thing about that. If we know that we're going to be having a conversation with a team member that we need to explain something to, or a client we need to explain something to, and we are preparing for this conversation because we already know that this person isn't the tech person, this is what I want us to do. We're decoding and we're coming up with stories, but we're also asking our coworkers, if I explain this way, do you think it makes sense? Or how would you explain it? I want to also interject the teamwork in it, to go to someone else and say, hey, if I said that SDK was like a textbook with instructions, is that enough? And then your teammate says, well, I would say maybe it's like the instructions that you get with the Lego kit that says if you put all these pieces together, this is what you'll get. And then you say, oh, thanks for that. I'll use that if mine doesn't work. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay, fantastic. So we are going to take the terms that we use and we are going to decode them. We're going to provide definitions. We're going to use real-world examples to make sure that the person we're having that conversation with understands what we're talking about. Then we are going to use stories. We're going to use stories of other clients that have successfully adopted the product and how it has helped them or enhanced their productivity. We're going to use analogies, metaphors, synonyms to make sure that they can actually connect with what it is that we are trying to say. And then we will also integrate visuals. I believe the statistic says that 65% of us are visual learners. 65% of us are visual learners. So it's one thing for me to just tell you what I want to tell you, and then there's another thing for you to actually see it. There's another thing for you to touch it. There is another thing for you to feel it. If I can connect with it beyond the auditory and see it, maybe it will stick with me longer. Okay, Elena, what do you mean visuals? Well, okay. Anybody heard of a chart? Or a graph? Or infographics? How can we implement that into our conversations? I know that this concept is going to be difficult, so ahead of time, I may develop some type of infographic or even to put it in their hand when they're leaving to make sure that it's something that they can take with them. They may not remember the conversation, but now they have this thing that they can touch and they can see and they can work with that will help them retain the information. I have a question. Would anybody like to play a game? Yeah! You guys are following along. I got some more terms, and I got this game that's called Draw Them In. Now, all of you that already have a piece of paper, guess what? On the very back of that is a clearly blank space, okay? And then I have opportunity to give you a paper. I'm gonna give, oh, I have an artist, Picasso right here. I got two more, but feel free to use the paper that you brought with you, everybody. I didn't give you a piece of paper before, so you can have that. And because this side of the room is giving me vibes that they feel left out, I love you guys over here. Trust me, I'm with you in each and every way. Who's gonna take my last piece of paper? Yes, you are. Okay, there you are. Thank you. So those of you that I've given paper to, you've got a couple of terms on there. And those of you that are just joining us with your notebooks or your notepads or your sketch pads, I want you, without using words or symbols, I want you to draw a visual that explains one of these concepts or jargon that you like to explain. So I've got blockchain technology, artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, phishing, two-factor authentication, API endpoint, latency, server downtime, load balancer, and cache. No, that's a store. It's cache. Some of you might have known. There used to be a store called Cache. All right. Are we drawing? You don't look to be drawing. Sir? That's the fun of it. While everyone else is drawing, what would you describe as your visual?
Two-factor authentication is a bouncer at the bar. He's looking at your ID and he says, "What's your name?" And you say, "My name." And then he holds the picture up. Okay.
I love it. It'd be interesting to draw. I'd like to see you draw that. But two-factor authentication, he says, is a bouncer who takes your ID, looks at it, asks you your name, and then looks at the picture more in-depthly. Could you get that if y'all saw that as a cartoon? You said, maybe? I got it. Okay, I don't see drawings. I'm looking for drawings. Now, seriously, whoever gives me the best drawing this time will actually factually win a real prize. I promise. Drawing. Anybody got a drawing yet? Ooh, don't move your feet, I'm short. May I? Your IoT, your Internet of Things. All right. So I have a refrigerator with some dotted lines to the, don't tell me. Is it like a modem or something? Wi-Fi. It's a Wi-Fi. Yes, that's the antennas. Yes, of course. silly me, the Wi-Fi. And there's also dotted lines to, is this a phone?
It's supposed to be a cloud server.
It's the cloud, oh, the cloud server. And this is your handheld device, your mobile device. Okay, so what's your name, sir? Chris. So Chris has described the Internet of Things, and he's got a refrigerator that seems to be communicating with a Wi-Fi, that seems to be communicating with a cloud, which seems to be communicating with a handheld device. And as our dear friend says, this is a visual of the Internet of Things. Yes? I like it. I like it. Thank you. Yes. I hate it when they leave the refrigerator door ajar at home, because then I get a flipping text message at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. 5. Okay. Ooh, I see something. All right, let me put my glasses on here. Okay, so I'm looking at a picture of a checkout counter. And what counter is this?
This is the first one, and then once another person comes helping over, the line separates into two lines of.
Okay, so we have, and this explains load balancer. We have a picture of a cashier's. We have 2 cashier lines, and everyone's getting in the one line, and then another person comes over to take over the next cash register, so the line can shorten and divide into 2 lines. Load balancer. Yes. Excellent. Okay, I'm judging. Okay, last one. Who wants to be in the running for the prize? I'm coming. Okay, what you got here? Let me see. Don't tell me.
Should I have?
That's okay. I'll pretend like I can't see it.
Plinko board.
This is exactly what that is. Oh my gosh. It took me. Everybody know what Plinko is? People, the Plinko game board. What show is that on? Like Price is Right. Price is Right. We got a Plinko board here. And you drop things down from the top, and they bloop, 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 and then they fall into a spot at the bottom. Oh, I get it. Anybody know what that drawing should be explaining? You're going to keep dropping things in from the top, and it's going to divide itself at the bottom. Anybody know what that was trying to show? It was a load balancer. Fantastic. Good job, good job. Did anybody else want to share? No? Oh, guys, okay. Okay, so the 3 of you whose drawings we discussed, anybody's birthday in the 3rd quarter of the year? Yours is? What month? August. What month? June. Who else did I look at? Okay, I was going for the month of September. So you are our prize winner. As you exit, you're going to get a lovely copy of my best-selling book. How about that? That's the prize, hot-selling book. You're going to take that with you. Friends, family members, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ear. Having these conversations with the people around us is going to help facilitate better understanding, trust, and adoption. We are going to make sure that when we have conversations with our non-technical audience, we are going to be certain to, number 1, do what? Oh, Jesus, I failed. Decode. Thank you. We are going to decode the jargon. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to tell stories. And the last thing we may look to do is provide visuals. Decode your information, use stories, and use visuals. And I promise you, you'll see a change and a difference in the conversations that you are having with people. Last but not least, if I can get this to load. It's just me saying thank you. Thank you for your time and attention and your participation. It really helps this work for me. Thank you. Please, by a show of hands, did anybody feel like they got 2% out of today's time with me? 1, thank you. 2, 3, oh my God, my statistics are getting better. Okay, guys, I want you to make sure that you take a picture of that QR code, get in touch with me. If you have any suggestions, if you say, hey, Elena, this was fun, or Elena, please stop what you're doing, go back to your day job, send me that information there. I appreciate your time. And could I take a picture with everybody in the room? Is that okay? Everybody give me permission? Yes? Yeah, okay, we're gonna take a mega Ussie. Okay, so I need everybody smiling. Yay! Fantastic. Thank you so much, everybody. I want you to enjoy the rest of your presentations today. I appreciate your time and attention. Have fun.